The Inner Consciousness by William Walker Atkinson. In the region of the higher planes of the inner consciousness are to be found that wonderful aspect or phase of mind which we call intuition, which Webster defines as, remember this is 1908, quote, direct apprehension or cognition, immediate knowledge, as in perception or consciousness involving no reasoning process, end quote. Intuition is a most difficult thing to describe, but yet nearly everyone understands just what it is meant by the term. It is a higher form of that which we know as instinct, the difference being chiefly that instinct belongs to the phenomena of the below conscious planes and has to do chiefly with that which concerns the physical body and well-being, while intuition belongs to the above conscious planes and has to do with the higher part of the nature of the individual. Instinct sends its messages up to the intellect, while intuition sends its messages down to the intellect. Many of the highest form of pleasurable things come from the region of intuition. Art, music, poetry, the love of the beautiful and the good, the higher forms of love, intuitive perception of truth, all these come from above, from the region of intuition. Genius also comes from that enchanted region. All great writers, poets, painters, musicians, actors, and artists of all kinds and modes of expression have received their inspiration from these higher regions of the mind. All of us have recognized that something within which comes to our aid in times of doubt, distress, and trouble. Many of us have considered this, quote, something to be outside of themselves, but it is really a higher part of the soul awakened into the greater activity by the needs of the individual. This something within is always alert and awake to our interests and tries to send us a warning word or a restraining hand. But alas, we brush these loving admonitions aside as mere imagination, absurd notions, and so on, and refuse to accept the message coming from the higher planes of our own being. Not only in times of danger does this something within send us its messages, it tries to help us even in the little affairs of everyday life. Did you never feel an earnest desire for some information of a certain kind, and after failing to find it, later be led to some bookshelf in a store or in a public library, and, picking up a book at random, find either the information you wish or else a reference to some other book containing the information? Many have had these experiences. Perhaps you're one of the number. Have you never had the experience of being led to a person or place in order to gain certain information or advantages? Have you never been led apparently in the opposite direction from where you thought a desired something might be found, only to find later that in that opposite direction was the thing you desired? Have you never been conscious of the little mental nudges in this direction, or the little restraining pullback drawing you away from certain things afterwards to find that the suggestion of the something within had been actually right, whether you followed it or not? These things are not mere imaginings, but are the manifestations of that something which is the higher part of ourselves, always striving and trying to guide us aright. The old tales about conscience were founded on true scientific facts. Each of us has that which folks have called a conscience, trying to steer the way true for each of us. This conscience, or something within, is not the goody-goody thing that has been taught, but instead is a watchful something, knowing better and seeing farther than can we in our outer consciousness, and endeavoring to steer us aright. Do not reject these things as played out relics of outgrown creeds, but recognize them for what they are. Learn to recognize the pressure of the unseen hand, welcome it when it comes, and bid it welcome. Do not shake it from your shoulder as an alien thing, simply because you fail to understand it and its laws. Trust to its well-meaning and kindliness. It is not an outside thing, it is part of your very self. It will manifest according to your faith in and expectation its presence. It is striving to unfold further and further into your conscious life, and you may aid it by bidding it welcome and treating it as a part of yourself instead of as an alien. It is yourself who is speaking, so do not shut the door of your mind to it. Let the light within you send its rays into your outer consciousness, that it may illumine and make plain the way that your feet must tread, and step out boldly upon the place illumined for your footsteps without fear and with confidence. And I hope this gives you just a moment to pause and contemplate and really consider what it means to really go within and listen within and really pay attention to your own intuitive nudges. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, comment, share your experiences, visit my website, igorschwartzman.com, and until I see you next time, be well and stay well.